Exactly right. It was called Reagan in His Own Hand, and that was by Marty and Annalise Anderson. Just a phenomenal thing. The wonderful thing about Reagan is he learned from making mistakes and watching others make mistakes. As governor of California, he was one of the big...
Bingo. And right now, you get 200 megabits per second for just $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. Call 833-919-2122 today.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and thank you for watching. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies. We bring you the innovators behind the companies making the headlines in that space. Some are sponsored, some are invited, all are curated and focused on telling you, the viewers, their story. Here we go. First Graphing is a leading supplier of high-performing graphene and also production. And so with me is the CEO, Mike Bell from Singapore here this morning. So Mike, I mean, let's just start with graphene. I mean, I was looking a little bit at your website, and I have to admit, I don't know a lot about graphene. So explain what it is, what kind of everyday products is it used for?
So graphene is a really new material. It was only discovered sort of 16 years ago and has become a bit of a wonder material. The downside is that it has taken longer than what people assumed to commercialize it and actually turn it into products. The first hurdle was for people to actually work out how to make it in enough volume and in a repeatable quality to be able to then use it in products. And the second complication is how you distribute it into different materials. So firstly, graphene comes from graphite. It's what you call an allotrope of carbon. It is a very, very fine powder in most cases, and it's typically 6 to 8 atoms thick and comes in like a dinner plate shape, but very, very small size. And it has some really, really fantastic attributes that were sort of discovered in the process. It's exceedingly thermally conductive. It's very, very electrically conductive. It resists corrosion. It's a fire retardant. It's water repellent. It improves the durability and abrasion resistance of material. So it's got some great attributes. And what we've been doing over the last few years, along with many other people, is working how to use it as an additive to then add in to other materials. So those attributes can be combined with materials, and so you could improve the abrasion resistance of rubber or make a plastic casing more thermally conductive or resistant to scratching, etc. So there's lots of applications. It's an exciting material, and it's one material that doesn't necessarily just associate itself with one industry or one material. It's a huge potential. It touches every industry, every material out there. So it's exciting. In terms of products that actually use it today, this is something where we have had success over the last few years. We've taken our time to develop it with early adopters, and we've got it into things like glass reinforced plastic products, so swimming pools, boats, surfboards. And what it does is it helps those products be lighter, more durable, and also more resistant to water ingress. So for pools that are basically installed in ground, the groundwater doesn't leach into the pool and damage the composites or the GRP.
Very interesting. And is the advantage here that it is more durable, lighter? Is it better for the environment? It makes products longer lasting. So what's kind of the secret sauce of what makes it such a special material?
So when you look at attributes like fire retardancy, it's a naturally occurring fire retardant. Its resistance to abrasion means that everything that is in a wear type situation, it can extend the life of. And that's great for the user, maybe not so good for the producer because you're trying to get products to last longer. But if you take a case of tires, for instance, if you make tires last longer, it means you ultimately use less rubber and subsequently you're easier on the environment because you're disposing less products. So that's probably a good example to show how it would impact. The same goes for shoes. We put it into shoe soles. The effects on the rubber sole gives it a greater grip, but it means it lasts longer. So people get more value for their money, and we're also disposing of less materials.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw on your website you had like work boots there, and I'm sure for people that are in industries where they need work boots, I mean, to have them last longer would be a good advantage.
Yeah, that's right. And it's so our partner in Australia is called Steel Blue, and they're a global company that make work boots across a number of industries. And they've now launched a new product line that includes graphene to make the shoes lighter and stronger. It means they don't have to use some of the heavier materials for equivalent or better protection. So it's a real advantage to them and their users whilst maintaining a very, very high level of comfort.
Yeah. And the company is traded on the Australian Stock Exchange, right? So talk to me a little bit about where it is. How long has the company been around, and just the financials and where you kind of go from here?
So we've been listed for a number of years now. Our initial listing and sort of inflow of capital was very much spent on the research and setup of a factory to produce the material. That science is now banked. We've now finished any expenditure in that factory. We have a capability to produce about 100 tons of this very, very high quality, repeatable product. It's a continuous flow process to make that. And so with that done, we shift our focus solely to the commercialization and sales channel. So we trade at about sort of 24, 25 cents a share. We've got a market cap of about 130 million Australian. And our sort of looking forward strategy over the next 12, 18 months is to drive demand for this product. We don't need to worry about large capex to increase capacity or to build more factories. That is all available and banked. So we are just focusing on the commercialization of it, spreading our opportunity wings as far as they can go across so many different industries. We've focused on rubbers and elastomers, composites and plastics, coatings and inks, energy storage, and the cement and concrete space. And that's just so we can channel our focus a bit better than trying to grab every possible opportunity. The pipeline of opportunity is huge for us. There's a lot of people want to get more knowledgeable about graphene and see how they can differentiate their products and make their products better. Our trouble is trying to resource that, find the right people that can be educated well enough on our products and drive it forward, just simply because of the sheer numbers of opportunities. So that's pretty exciting.
Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. I learned a lot about graphene and graphite today, so thank you so much.
Great.
RSHN is a traded company, but HelioDX, through acquisition, makes up the entirety of RSHN today. So with me, the CEO, Ashley Sweat, to kind of explain all this, the history of RSHN, what is HelioDX, and let's just start. Tell us about RSHN, Ashley, and what brought you to this day.
Sure. Thanks, Shane. Thanks for allowing me on the platform as well. So RSHN is a 21-year-old company that I don't think many people really know or understand. Even the current shareholders may not know the history of the company. But over the last 21 to 22 years, RSHN has gone through several different restructurings. They tried to bring in and go after other businesses, of which many have failed. So recently, in March of 2021 this year, I acquired the control block of RSHN, so I took over RSHN. with plans to kind of change its history moving forward. One of the first actions that I've done is we've updated the filings of RushNet. We've got their financials updated. We've moved them to pink current on the OTC market. And now we're starting to really put our full plan into effect. So the first action we've done here recently is we acquired HelioDX, which I'm also the CEO of currently. So we acquired that company, brought it into RushNet effective on July 1st of this year. And so RushNet itself moving forward is kind of act as a holding company, if you will. There'll be other companies that we'll look to bring in here moving forward into the future.
Okay. So what does HelioDX do?
Yeah, great question. So HelioDX is a diagnostics laboratory. So we focus on urinalysis, so urine toxicology. We do behavioral toxicology, genetics. We do infectious disease, which obviously over the last 18 months has really jumped into the mainstream through COVID. And we're looking to expand our test menus as we move forward.
Okay. So what is your outlook on that industry? That seems like an area with a lot of growth and a lot of interest potentially. What's your outlook?
Yeah, great question. So, the diagnostic space in general, it's evolving. The technology is growing. Testing capabilities is growing. So, the future in diagnostic space is very, very bright. That's one of the things that we've done at HelioDX is we really aligned ourselves with some of the top companies and manufacturers in the space. We do business with Cardinal Health, Thermo Fisher, to name a few. And we chose to align ourselves with these companies because as the space evolves, technology evolves, these are the companies that are on the cutting edge.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot coming up. So that's great. Thank you so much, Ashley, for sharing with us. GlobeXData just launched in the United States. And with me to explain how that is going is CEO Alon Gahi. Great to have you back.
Thank you, Jane. Great to be here, and hello to our viewer.
Yeah, and I know this was a big deal for you to launch in the U.S. It was about a month or so ago. How's that going?
That's doing amazing. We officially launched July 15, but on July 12, we started a little bit of a pre-launch. And the subscribers have been increasing, and we're up 700% compared to the month before in subscriber base. And of course, it's just the beginning, but we're very excited to see what people are saying, what they look for. We have we now know that a business model works, so yeah. that's really a big thing.
Well, and for some people that maybe Secure is new to them, can you tell us what it is that you do?
Sure. So GlobeXData is a company that was founded in Switzerland about almost 15 years ago. And we have two solutions, Secure and SecureSafe. SecureSafe is a document management tool, a password management, mostly geared to enterprise and small business. And Secure, spelled S-E-K-U-R, is a suite of product. And we have Secure, which is a secure email and a messenger as well, or Secure Messenger. So Secure sells for $10 a month per user, and then the messenger is $5 a month. The big difference that we do is that we don't use any big tech platforms. So we're not hosted on Amazon Web Service. For example, the messengers like Signal are hosted there, and then you have WhatsApp. So if you want a better alternative and definitely private, because all our data is stored in Switzerland, you would buy Secure Messenger. And if somebody doesn't have the messenger, which is very unique, you're able to invite them via email to chat with you. even if they didn't download the application. So that's a pretty cool tool. And then our email also has a similar feature. We send secure send. Let's say you want to send a sensitive document to your banker, your client, your patient as a medical record. You can use secure send, and then the recipient would get a link to click on, and they can use secure reply. And the whole transaction happens only in our encrypted environment in Switzerland. So that's very unique. And we also don't use open source coding like 99% of the software out there.
Well, there was just a study done today called, it was from Social Catfish was the name of the group, but there was like 4.2 billion in internet fraud in the US in 2020. And a lot of it was phishing emails. So this is a growing problem. People have been losing thousands of dollars. The hackers are getting more creative and sneaky. And so, I mean, it's something people should consider.
Well, the big problem is that, first of all, I should have said, we never data mine your information. Data mine is the biggest problem to start. And then 95% of all hacking in the world start with email. So all financial fraud, everything, they get into your email without your knowledge, and then they get to know your pattern, where you bank, what you do, and then they siphon money out of you at the end of the day. So we don't do any data mining. That's critical. We can't even look into your data, and we also obey by the Swiss privacy laws. So nobody, no lawyer, nobody can subpoena that data unless you commit a penal crime in Switzerland, which is very hard to do unless you go and maybe kill someone in Switzerland, of course. But, you know, most people wouldn't go there.
It wouldn't be bad, yes. Now, are you also expanding in Latin America?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. We signed an agreement with América Móvil, which is the 7th largest telecom operator in the world. It's owned by Carlos Slim and his family, traded on the New York Exchange under AMX. So we launched Secure Messenger in Mexico. We have an office there. América Móvil total has about 280 million subscribers. And the product is very popular. People are looking to get away from WhatsApp. Even regular people in Mexico, you have business people, you have people who need privacy, because, you know, they don't want to be hacked every time and have their identity stolen every day. So that we have high hopes for Latin America. We're going to start with Mexico first, and within 6 to 9 months, we're going to move to Colombia, Panama, and other countries as Mexico rolls out. This is going to be a very big market. Latin America is an emerging market. It's next door, very easy to deal with, and we're with the largest player in the continent.
Okay, very interesting. And then just finally, what are the main concerns that you hear from customers?
Well, a big concern is privacy. For example, people say, well, I don't want my data to be mined. That's number one. Security is always a concern, but people say, well, you know, WhatsApp is encrypted too, so what's the difference? But the privacy is the biggest concern. And the fact that we're Swiss-based, we have the Swiss law, but most importantly, we never data mine you. And that's the biggest feedback that we get, you know, so that's encouraging. We have people now who want to switch to their businesses. So we're going to target businesses starting September. There's 33 million small business in the United States. You know, we believe that we can get a percentage of those guys as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It's a growing concern. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. And the hackers are getting better at what they're doing. So, I mean, I'm almost falling for a couple. So, okay. So where can somebody find out more?
Well, you can go to secure.com, sekur.com. We just got our new website up. We have a help section with all the video tutorials. I highly recommend people go there. And if you want to know more about the company itself, you can go to globexdata.com.
Okay, well, congratulations on your successful rollout in the U.S. and Latin America, and I look forward to updates.
Thank you, Jane. Thanks.
Enjoy the benefits of the world's first patented time-release hemp-based CBD topical cream. Hourglass has achieved increased topical bioavailability of cannabinoids that slowly release our CBD over an extended period of time. Hourglass is 99% CBD, THC-free, and lab-tested, and verified by scanning our QR codes. Visit hourglassonlinestore.com.
SFIO is a conglomerate company in food manufacturing and distribution, as well as franchising, coffee, and property development. And with me is the CEO, Jess Laxon from New Zealand. So great to have you.
Thank you, Jane, and thank you for having me here.
Yes, of course. So give us an overview of SFIO. What is it exactly that the company does?
So SFIO is as we know, a publicly listed company on the OTC markets in the USA, and it is a conglomerate with 5 strategic business divisions. And we have franchise business, we have food and manufacturing, and we have also property development. We have coffee business, and also at the moment we are finalizing our tech and software development business.
Okay, so a lot of different kind of diverse things. And can you give me some updates on the company? I know there was a reverse merger, your status on the OTC. Can you go into some detail about that, please?
Sure. So we just had the pink status on the OTC in May. And following that status, we've initially planned to have a reverse merger, but then we listened to our existing investors and we canceled the reverse merger. And hence, what we're doing now is we're adding additional authorized shares to be able to expand the company and to be able to merge into AgroKings, which is the holding company of the 5 strategic business divisions.
Okay. And then, so this is part of your fundraising campaign?
Exactly. So This coming August, we are planning to launch our fundraising campaign to be able to support the expansion and also the internal growth of the companies within the conglomerate.
So go into a little more detail about that. As a conglomerate, what kind of different opportunities could you have for investors?
So basically we have, we're calling it dual opportunity in SFIO. So overall, we have synergistic companies in a very diversified business portfolio, which then we believe is appealing to the conservative investors, wherein they are looking for stability, they're looking for viability of businesses. And at the same time, we have a hyper growth potential based on the projects that we have, the pilot project, which is the Epiphany Cafe global expansion. And overall, both these opportunities we're expecting to be appealing to many people, and particularly the investors, and will provide multiple economic investments or opportunities within the company.
Yeah. Oh, well, best of luck. And I look forward to going to an Epiphany Cafe in the U.S. someday. So great to meet you, Jess. Best of luck. And hopefully we'll get caught up soon with some updates.
Will do. Likewise, Jane. Thanks for having me.
Petproducts.com. Thousands of products. An Al Simon Wee Wee Pad Inventor Company. Nobility is an esports token that promises to revolutionize the industry. So with me, the CEO and founder, Kyle McDougall, to explain more about Nobility. So Kyle, let's just start with what is Nobility? What's its core function?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me out here. I love this opportunity, so I'm excited for this. But Nobility is an esports token, as you mentioned before, and we are truly trying to revolutionize the esports industry. I purchased an esports organization about 1.5 years ago. And as time went on, I learned that there are a lot of holes in the industry that could be filled with cryptocurrency. I've been knowledgeable of what cryptocurrency is able to do, different use cases and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a perfect match to kind of implement cryptocurrency into esports. So I created Nobility. We launched less than 2 weeks ago. And what it does in its core function is it's going to be able to pump the ecosystem of the esports world with more money. So we're going to be able to do high quality tournaments with lucrative prize pools. That's going to be able to help smaller organizations compete against the giants right now, because right now, maybe like the top 8 to 12 organizations in the world are pretty much monopolizing the entire industry. So the vast majority of organizations are not able to survive. And so we kind of want to jump in and help with that problem. So we're providing these tournaments to help pump money to these smaller organizations so that they're able to compete with the larger ones. And, it's not going to be monopolized.
Yeah. Interesting. And you kind of have, they both have the same audience, like kind of younger males.
Yeah.
In general. I don't mean to stereotype, but I have a 14-year-old son and he's into esports and he's into crypto. So
yeah, I mean, I think esports is definitely the future. I mean, right now it's one of the world's most popular, sporting events to watch. It has the most viewership than any other sporting event. The Super Bowl, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals is bigger than all those. And we think cryptocurrency is also the future as well. So we think it's two good things to put together.
Yeah. So there are a lot of big players, as you mentioned. I mean, what makes you think that Nobility can succeed in such a field with so many powerhouses?
Yeah, so first of all, I think in the cryptocurrency space, there are a lot of scams. We call them in the industry pump and dump. So the creators create these tokens, the initial investors get in, they invest a lot of money, the price goes up, and then the initial owner cashes out everything. There's no liquidity, and it's basically it's a rug pull. It's called a scam. So we're different because we have a fully doxed team. So everybody could look me up. I mean, you can look me up on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. We're on our website. Our entire team's on the website for the public to see. And so I think that makes it a little bit different. People are going to put a little more trust into us. And, my background with Noble, we have a reputable esports organization that's backing this token as well. So there's no other token out there in the esports industry that's fully backed by an esports organization, and they don't have the connections that we have in the industry or the resources. So I think that's going to be something that's definitely that we're going to be able to benefit from tremendously.
So that may make it more safe to invest in, is what you're saying?
Yes, I think so for sure.
Okay. And then, I mean, do you have anything upcoming for people to watch out for or something to be excited about?
Yeah, so we actually we were featured on Twitch's front page this past weekend. I think we were the first cryptocurrency ever to be on the front page of Twitch, which is really exciting for us. We had a lot of good people come through and watch the stream, but we announced our first tournament that's going to be scheduled for August 28th. And that's important too. It's going to be a Call of Duty Warzone tournament. A $50,000 prize pool, which is pretty good for our first tournament. It's one of the biggest in the esports industry, so we're excited about that as well. And we've already been talking to celebrities, athletes, influencers in the space that are going to be participating in the tournament as well. So we have some nice surprise for people coming up for sure.
And where can people go to find out more information about Nobility?
Yeah, so they can head over to our website, nobilitytoken.com. There's a lot of information there. You can look at our light paper, give some details about what we have going on. You can scroll down, you can look at the team, you can look at all different kinds of things on the website. And I think if people go to our Telegram page, I think there's a lot of information there too. We have a bunch of admins that are really helpful. They're able to answer any questions you have, help you buy if that's something you're interested in. And just a lot of people in there that are familiar with esports and cryptocurrency, and they can help people learn about these two industries.
Well, thank you, Kyle, for coming on, telling us a story about Nobility, and we hope to see you soon.
All right. Thank you, Jane.
I've been at Fox Business for 12 years because I'm invested in my viewers big time. There are smart people on Wall Street making money off all of this. Why can't you? We care about your success, and we want to be a part of it.
Fox Business, invested in you. No man, no woman.
America.
I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
For a limited time, you can get premium MyPillows for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98 with your promo code. That's a $40 savings. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota. I personally guarantee that my pillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
For a limited time, you can get a premium MyPillow for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98. That's a $40 savings with your promo code.
Sleep well, America! For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft, causing you to wake up with sore shoulders, back, or hips? Are you uncomfortable because you're too hot or too cold? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever